It's Battlebox time. This time we're going to take a look at Battlebox Mission 20. It's all about shelter building. That's coming up on Survival on Purpose. Welcome back to Survival on Purpose. My name's Brian. Thanks for joining me. It's time for another Battlebox. As I said, this one's pretty cool, and I'm going to try something that I've never really been able to do before here with this video on Survival on Purpose. Let's do a one-take video. So there'll be a quick jump as I take you down to the old stump top in just a minute, and we'll take a look at it. But I'm going to try to just go through this entire box with no cuts, no edits, no takes. Hopefully that'll streamline things for me on the back end, because it takes me forever to edit some of these videos, and it'll make things a little more real world for you. So real quickly, we'll talk about it as we go, but the Battlebox is a monthly subscription service, and it has 4 different levels. It has the basic, the advanced, the pro, and the pro plus. Each level costs a little more, and you get a little more stuff with each level. See, that was already a cut. Anyway, so what I try to do in every one of these videos is just go ahead and compare prices, what Battlebox says, the value they assign to the item based on what I think I can find it for, pretty much on Amazon, but any street pricing. We'll see how well they do on their values. They usually do pretty well. So without any more rambling, and the only other cut hopefully we'll have, we're going to take you down the old stump top and let's do some Battlebox stuff. Okay, so as you can see, this is a pretty good sized Battlebox here. I'm sure this white box is messing up the color correction on the camera, but one thing I have to say, Battlebox got me this time. You know, I talked last month about the packing material that they normally put in here, which is just like shredded cardboard, and they last month didn't have any in it. So I felt pretty safe opening this one in the house this month. Well, this thing was cram packed full of it. I left a little bit in here just to show you, but bottom line, yeah, I had a mess to clean up again. So when you get a Battlebox, I would suggest being careful when you open it in the house, because this stuff is crammed in there pretty good and it goes everywhere. But now let's get this out of the way so it won't be in the way of the video, and we'll take a look at what we got. So first of all, there's a card in every Battlebox. This kind of shows you what the mission is, and it tells you a little bit about it, and talks about what you get in here for each level. And as you can see, there's a basic level, which is $24.99. There's an advanced level, which is $49.99 a month. The pro is $99.99, and the pro plus is $149.99. Typically, that's kind of like the knife of the month. And then their goal is to give you a greater value than you pay for. So bottom line, and I think they do a pretty good job of that usually. So I actually have made my own list, and this is values that I found pretty much on Amazon. If you can't find it on Amazon, I had to kind of figure something else out. But we're going to compare that as we go. So let's get started right now. The first item on the basic is an Elk Ridge axe. And this stuff came all packaged, but in order to facilitate the one-take video thing, I've unboxed everything and cut all the plastic off of it, and went through about a 30-minute process of opening some of these things. So anyway, this is the Elk Ridge ER199 axe, and it's just a really little camping style survival type axe. It's got a couple of wrench heads on it. It's got a line cutter here. You can choke up on it here and use it more as a blade, like an ulu style blade. It's just a full tang, one thickness axe, and it's pretty daggum sharp, I have to be honest with you. I may do a review on this later. We're not doing product reviews now. I'm just showing you what's in here. But Battlebox gives this a $14.95 value. I found this on Amazon for $13.22, so not too far off there, to be honest with you. And that's pretty normal when let me see if I can get this thing back on here. I think it goes like this. It's pretty normal when you're trying to compare prices. Battlebox uses kind of like the manufacturer's prices, because that's the one consistent pricing they can go by. So anyway, that's the Elk Ridge ER199 axe. Next item in the basic box is the pocket chainsaw. And this is the nice pocket chainsaw. It's actually the one that I like. It comes with these 2 plastic handles. Comes in a little can, so if you don't want to use the handles, you can certainly just stick this can in your pack, which I think is pretty handy. It's even got some rope handles, some cordage handles if you want to use those. But this is the one that's not. Oh, I just dropped it. Oh, there's that one-take thing. So it's got some little clips that go on the end of it. But if you see, this is the one that's not really a chainsaw blade. It's more like it's got cutter blades. I've had much better success with this kind than I have with the kind that use an actual chainsaw blade. Anyway, so that's a handy little item. It actually works pretty well, I think. And they're giving this a $24.99 value. I have to say, I found what I think is the same one, and I actually did a review on this on Amazon for $21.99. So again, pretty close, not too bad. Far off on their pricing. The next item in the basic box is a Smith's Tinder Maker. And this is actually pretty cool. If you're familiar with Smiths, they make a lot of knife sharpening tools and different outdoor stuff. And this is actually basically, it's like a little cheese grater, honestly, that you put on here. Actually, you want to turn it over where the grates are up, like so, and then you can use like a piece of fat wood or whatever, grate over it, and it catches it for you inside here, so you can have it right there. And it works really, really well with fat wood or any other kind of dry wood. It just gives you some really nice shavings. It also comes with a little ferro rod to get it going, and then it has a these little carbide knife sharpeners, which actually works pretty well with the ferro rod. So it's pretty much an entire fire starting little kit right here, which is pretty cool. May do a review of this one also. This one is, they're giving this a $9.99 value, and I found this exact one on Amazon for $9.50, so not too bad there either. And you can actually store this thing anyway, like so, and it's all a nice compact package. So not too far off on their pricing on that either. $9.50 on this one. So that's the next item in the basic box. Next item in the basic box is a set of these Ready-Man paracord cleats, and basically it's just two cleats that you use to wrap your paracord, so you don't have to tie knots. You just wrap it around. It holds it with these little teeth right here, and pretty handy, very lightweight item to have, just to help you really quick for putting up a tarp or putting up a shelter or anything you need to put some tension on a paracord, but you don't want to tie a knot. Maybe you want to be able to adjust it or get it down real quickly. And this thing, they have little instructions tell you how to wrap your cord on here, so pretty simple. They're giving these a $5.97 value for two of them, and I found them for $8 on Ready-Man's site for two of them. So that's actually the only other place I could find them, and they gave them a lower value. So they kind of really shorted themselves a little bit on that value. But that's the paracord cleat. And then finally, the last item in the basic kit is two of these Gorilla Clips, and they're giving these, by the way, a $4.49 value. And I found them in a 4-pack for $8.62 or something like that. So about $4.33, $8.65, about $4.33 for a 2-pack, which sounds pretty reasonable to me. And basically, these are they got little ratchets on them, kind of like a zip tie right here, and you just put the yeah. Okay, so they got, see, this one take thing is really challenging me, but we're going to do it anyway. They got little grippers here, and basically you put the tarp in between here. If you need to make a grommet on a tarp, or you don't have a grommet, or you got something, you know, if you're using a trash bag or a piece of really thin, lightweight emergency drop cloth, and then you just squeeze them together, and it really locks them in place and holds your tarp. So, and these are really handy little items. They say they're the world's strongest tarp clip, but they give you a way to hook a bungee cord or a piece of paracord or whatever on there. Anyway, that is the Gorilla Clips. Once again, they're giving this a value of $4.49. I found them for about $4.33. So that is everything in the basic kit right there. And they're giving this basic kit a $60.39 value, and you pay again $24.99 for it. I was able to come up with a total of $57.04 from Amazon, so that's only about $3 difference, or so $3.35 difference. So pretty close on their value there. And that makes up the basic kit. The next level from Battlbox is the advanced monthly box, and it is $49.99, and you get everything in the basic kit, plus you get some more stuff. This month, in the advanced kit, another item that's really cool is the Wicked Tree Gear folding saw, and this is a really nice saw, and this is the kit that comes with the pouch. And take a look at the pouch. It's got a belt clip on back of it, and it's also got a very adjustable little buckle here. You can strap this on very easily onto your pack or whatever you want to strap it onto, and really nice, and it's really solid molded little pack. And in this saw, this Wicked Tree Gear saw has a really good reputation. I've never used one. I may be doing a review of all the stuff individually at some point in time, but it's got a push button lock on it. Engages very solidly. The whole handle, even though it's got a rubber cover, is all, looks like cast aluminum here, so it's really lightweight, but very solid feeling. This thing locks up really tight. It's bolted together so you can adjust it and then it's got a push button, so it locks on the open or the close. Little lanyard on it. Very, very nice saw. This is, like I say, it's got a great reputation amongst people that have a lot of experience with them. So this is the Wicked Tree Gear Wicked Tough Hand Saw with the sheath. They're giving this a $49.99 value. I could not find it with a sheath on Amazon. I found it for $35.61 on Amazon without a sheath. So that would put a $15 value on the sheath, which I think is pretty reasonable. It is a very solid sheath, very well made. So I think that's a pretty good value there. So we're going to go with Battlebox value on that one at $49.99, which I think is fair. The next item is a throw bag. It's an arborist throw weight, and if you're trying to put up a guy line or a line over a tree, if you're trying to hang a bear bag, if you're trying to just, anytime you want to get a line up over a tree which is high, this is a great thing to have. You just tie your paracord or some line onto it, and you can throw it up. It's got enough weight where it won't get hung up in the trees, and it'll come on down pretty easily. It's got a nice way to connect it here, or you know, if you're looking for firewood and there's a lot of maybe some dead pine limbs or whatever hanging up high, or you're trying to get rid of a widowmaker where you're making camp, just a lot of reasons that this could come in really handy. This is the 10.6 ounce version. They're giving this one a $24.15 value. Gotta say, I found the I'm gonna say probably about 11 bucks is what I found one for on Amazon, so significantly less than what they're saying there. But I don't know about the quality. The one I found on Amazon honestly looked like it might not be as good quality, but this one, it looks pretty good. And it's got a couple of, you can hang it tight on a rope on both ends if you need to do that for whatever reason. But anyway, that is the arborist throw bag, and which brings the Battlebox stated total on the advanced kit to $134.53. I came up with $118.03, so still double what you would pay for the $49.99. So I think it's still a good value, but I think the throw bag has kind of really threw that off a little bit. So that's everything in the advanced level. The next level is the pro level, and pro level is at $99.99, and it's got some really cool stuff in it. First of all, we've got the Outdoor Edge Saberback Bowie, and they don't want to come off. It comes with it's a pretty cool Bowie. I did not take it's in there too. Let's see. I don't want to come. Okay. And take the plastic off this, so it's got some grease on it. But it is and that, by the way, sharp. That looks like it might be an actually functional saw blade. Very nice edge on this thing. It's kind of a bit of a recurve. Nice over molded handle. Just really nice solid knife there. And they're giving this a $59.95 value. Needs to be really good for clearing brush or whatever if you need to make a shelter. I found this exact knife on Amazon for $30.14. So about half of what the list price is. So that's a really good Amazon deal there. And this is a Jerry Hossam design. So pretty nice knife there, and we'll put it back in the sheath so I don't cut myself, because it's also pretty sharp. And then again, a nice, just an Cordura dangler type sheath. So that's the Outdoor Edge Survival Series Saberback Bowie. And then another item in the pro, and the other item that's in the pro level this month, is a Battlebox all-purpose tarp, 12 by 9'6". And it is let's take a quick look at it. It's a ripstop. Yep. It's a ripstop treated nylon tarp, so it's treated to be waterproof and pretty lightweight. Didn't weigh it, but it probably weighs about 1.5 pounds. And it is we're giving this a $45 value. Honestly, I think that is pretty reasonable. Oh no, there's that one take video thing again, but we're going to stick with it. I think that's pretty reasonable. I found one on Amazon for $48.99. That's the closest one I could find. It's a 12 by 9. So I think they're being very fair because they obviously had this made, so they're able to give you a good value on it. So anyway, that's the pro level for the month for $99.99, which brings the Battlebox stated value up to $239.48. I came up because of the outdoor edge, the difference in price on this and pretty much on a throw bag, with $193.17. So still right at double, almost double what you pay for the entire kit here. And then, so that's everything in the Pro. The last level is a Pro Plus, and every month you get some kind of a knife or tool, and they kind of call it the Knife of the Month Club. This month, going to get a Zippo 4-in-1 woodsman tool. I'm going to take just a minute to talk about this because it's pretty cool. So it is obviously, first of all, and I'm going to unscrew that. It's an axe, or a hand axe or hatchet, and it's got a pretty sharp blade on it. Nice, good sized blade. Hopefully I've got all this stuff in camera where you can see it. Then on the back side, it's got something for banging in stakes and for doing whatever, for camping or hammers or whatever. And it also has a stake puller. So if you got a tent stake in, you can just use this like a handle and reach down and pull your stake up. It does make things a lot simpler. Sometimes it's hard to get those stakes out of the ground. And finally, last but not least, it has, which I think is really cool, it's got it converts to a saw. So there's two blades that store in the handle. There's an extra blade here. And the way that works is you take your blade here and you take the sheath here, and if I can figure this out and put it on right, like, nope, it's going to go like that, like there, and that goes through there. Then the blade goes into the to that hole, and you close your sheath back over it and screw that little screw down there. Then the other end of the blade, there's a little hook right here on this, and just pop that down and then tighten that clamp right there. Pop that out of the way. That's not really a clamp, it just gets out of the way. Locks down, and then you've got, looks like a pretty functional saw there. About the same size as maybe a Sven saw. But it all kind of goes together, and it's a nice blade, and it just seems like it's very functional. So we'll set that out of the way here so we don't wind up cutting anything, including or especially me. And that is everything that is in the Pro Plus box at $149.99. Battlebox came up with $319.47 for their stated value. Based on my pricing I found on Amazon this month, I came up with $248.66, so still about $100 more. Some pretty cool stuff this month. Chuck Norris can beat you at chess with checkers. Okay, well, that was hopefully a quick look at Battlebox Mission 20. I tried to run right through that without a lot of rambling. Again, I think Battlebox has done a pretty good job of providing a good value for what you pay. And again, they've also put some really cool stuff in there. And if you're interested in this, I'll put a link to Battlebox below. You can go check it out. And they have a lot of, again, they have 4 different levels you can choose from. Once again, thanks to the folks at Battlebox for sending me this month's box so I can show it to you. And as always, thank you for watching Survival on Purpose. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for clicking that thumbs up, for sharing this video with all your friends. And thank you so much for doing all your Amazon shopping through the Survival on Purpose links. I really appreciate your support. Once again, my name's Brian. You're watching Survival on Purpose. Remember, survival's not an accident. So be prepared. I'll see you next time. Wow, I got that sunshine on the side of the face thing going here again.